Can't do nothing but laugh. Can't do nothing but laugh, man. Velvet Wind, Velvet Wind, man. It's so funny, so hilarious, so hilarious. Love her story time. Like if you ain't checked out Velvet Wind, go check her out. She just she just dropped a video on how she was talking to her doctor about mushrooms, and she was basically telling the story of how the mushroom stopped her from drinking alcohol, which is always a beautiful thing when it comes to the mushrooms. When they do, because there be certain things in our life that we want to change and we want to be different. And for some, what's up with it, Awoken? Well, for some reason, the mushrooms will 1,000 times that feeling or that idea that you have and make it better and help you better yourself, help yourself. You feel me? What's up, NRG? Yeah, it'll help you better yourself and help you like change yourself in so many ways. I think, and it's crazy because I named this video "Love Me Some Me," right? And like as I was about to go live, I seen she was live, so I had to sit back and listen to her live for a minute, and just made me go. It just further pushed me into why I love myself so much, bro. And like I love myself in a way that I feel like I can't do no wrong. You feel me? Like I not to where I don't make mistakes, but I trust myself now to make the right decisions in life for myself. I trust myself to understand things a little better than what I did in the past. I trust myself to move in a way that is gonna be cool for myself, bro. I like the way I move. I like the way I talk. I like everything about myself. And it's crazy because we live in a world that teaches you not to love yourself, not to like yourself, not to like when you begin to love yourself, it makes it so much easier to love everybody else and their flaws because you begin to see your flaws and you begin to accept your flaws more than what you did before. You don't beat yourself up about the mistakes and about the little things that you dislike about yourself. You don't beat yourself up about it because it's one thing that I learned from diving in is like if it's something that you don't like about yourself, change it. Like it's not hard to change. You can change it. Like it don't matter what that shit is. You can change it. It's not on anybody else to change you for you. You have to begin to believe in yourself to make the necessary changes that you need in life to be the better person that you're trying to be. And it's like crazy because we think we got to do all these things. Like you don't to be a better person, you don't even have to dive in on psychedelics. You don't have to watch all you don't have to read all these books and you pay for all these subscriptions to try to, think better or be better. All you got to do is just be it. If that's what you want to do. It's so easy. But the first thing you got to start forgiving yourself, man, so you can be able to love yourself because you like they tell you not to even put yourself first. And it's like, how could you not put yourself first? How could you not put yourself first before anything or anybody? You have to put yourself first because your well being is what's going to help other people, to be better, for you to deal with other people, for you to look at other people's perspectives and understand other people's perspectives. Because I was talking to, my favorite sister. I was talking to my sister and she was like telling me about NPCs. And like sometimes when people are talking, you got to let people talk. You can't even like, you can't step in and try to change. Yeah, man, you're welcome. You're welcome. You can't step in and try to change everybody's perspective. It's not on you to change everybody's perspective. It's on you to understand that person's perspective and understand it and and be able to accept it because you can't change the way other people think or the way other people feel. And it's like that's a fight that we also have with ourselves, to where we kind of go and try to like how we rearrange our house, and something gets set over here and we go, why this sitting over here? It needs to be over here. We get to begin to rearrange the ideas of other people, and it's not on us to do that. Like, you can give it to somebody, but that don't mean that they have to accept it. And a lot of times, the same way that we will NPC somebody is the same way a Christian will demonize somebody and turn them into a demon, or any other religion. Like, it's like we got to start understanding these beliefs and what these beliefs actually do, because just because we put different words on something, it doesn't make it different than what's already going on. It's just it just changed the name of what's already happening. And then we'll walk around with these labels. And once you start labeling everybody because you don't see them as yourself, then it makes you feel like they're not a person no more. Like there's something else outside of being a human or being a person, period, or being this thing. And it's like crazy, bro. You begin to wake up to this stuff. He said, I got a question for you. Think deep about it. Would you rather be at war with the world, or at peace with yourself, or at peace with the world and at war with yourself? Man, if you look, bro, if you find peace within yourself, you're going to see peace within the world despite what's going on. That's it. Like, I would want peace with myself, because no, if I got peace with me, it doesn't matter what's going on out there. There's some things you just can't change. There's some things you just can't stop. You can't stop certain people from being who they are. But what you can do is you can change this right here, and you can change the way you view that out there. So once I come in and I have peace with myself, oh, now I can share my peace with everybody else. I can share that peace, and I don't have to worry about, like you. I'm not saying that, I don't have confrontation here and there. You feel me? But still, I'm at peace with myself. I love myself. I still trust myself to make the right decision, even when I'm making the wrong decision, because even if I make the wrong decision, it's going to show me that it is wrong, and that I'm going to change it. So I'm going to trust myself to make the decision anyway. The decision is going to make itself half the time. But it's like crazy because we put all these different things on it, bro. And I'm like, I'm just fed up with all the ideas of life and what life should be, because life is being everything at one time. It's being all these different things, and as we travel through it, we have we have we have the capabilities of dealing with any aspect of life that we want to deal with. So if you want to, like we'll say, okay, the world is bad, or this person is acting this way with me. It's okay to feel that way. It's like, I'm not saying that it's not okay to look at the world as being a bad thing. But you got to understand that once you do that, that's all you're going to see. You're only going to see the bad in the world. And everybody that comes in contact with you, you're going to look at them in that way. It's like kind of starts boiling down to your perspective view on life and how life is. What's up with it, Shiva? He said, I've been struggling with this for the past few days. Feel like I'm doing this at the right time indeed. Yeah, exactly, bro. Like it's wild, bro, because even when it's the wrong time, it's the right time also. I was just watching this video of this lady that she was saying that she was 57 years old and she was broke. Like she made decisions of doing this over here and it didn't work out. So then it made her have to DoorDash and do this and do all these things. And you got to understand, we're going to make decisions in life that's not going to always seem like the right decision. But if you make a decision, you got to be accepting to it. It don't matter whether it turn out good. If it don't turn out the way that you want it to, you can't get depressed about it. It's okay to feel bad about making that decision, but you can't stop there, because you got to understand it's only you can change anything. You have the power to change your feelings and control your feelings. and feel the way that you want to feel. So if it's not going the way that you want to, you can't just stop there. It's like, okay, I'm okay. I'm gonna feel bad about it right now, but it's not gonna stop me from moving forward. It's not gonna, like, when I quit my job, like, you feel me? Like, I ain't been working for like the last what, 2, 3 months? 3 months, like 2, 3 months. But it didn't hinder me from doing other things that I needed to do. It didn't stop me. I kind of felt bad because the money wasn't rolling in like it was. You feel me? But it didn't stop nothing. I wasn't just, feeling bad every day or feeling like, like I gave up a piece of me or something. No, I went and I found another one. And when that comes, it'll start going. But it didn't get me in like that depressed stage to where you be feeling bad about yourself or your decisions. You made that decision because you wanted something new. And the hardest thing in life is change. Change is one of the hardest things, especially when you got something. It's almost like having your wedding ring, getting married, having your wedding ring and losing it. You feel me? Like, you gonna feel bad as shit. Like, Lee, I done lost it. She gonna be hot. Everybody gonna be tripping, and you feel me? But it's gone. It's gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. You gotta let it go, and you gotta keep moving forward. You feel me? You can't let that stop you or hold you back. Like, it's okay to feel bad about it. That's okay. But like, to carry that for the rest of your life is something that burdens you, because now you're gonna be seeing stuff like that happen all the time, and that's gonna be the only thing you're gonna pay attention to, is that bad thing that happened. It's deep, like duality, but oneness at the same time. It's a paradox. Yeah, it is. It is, and we in it. We in it, bro. We in the paradox. It's happening, and it's always happening. It go up, it go down. It go up, it go down. But the one thing it don't do, it don't never stop. It don't never stop. And the one place it's always happening is like within you. Within you. You the one have the choice to feel the way you feel about any decision, anything that's happening outside of yourself. You decide how to feel about that situation. But it's crazy because, like I said, once you start labeling, I always go back to this, what Exile said. Once you put it in a box, bro, you gonna stuff a lot of other stuff inside that box that looks like that thing. So if you label it ugly, all you gonna put all the things that you see that you label ugly in that box, and everything that you see, anything that's close to it, is gonna be ugly to you. And that's why, I call it the beautiful ugly, because we got the beautiful box and then we got the ugly box. And we go in between them and we play upon them and we play with them. We take out the ugly box, we play with the stuff in it. You feel me? Then we put it back, and then we go in the beautiful box when we see a beautiful flower or something, and we play with the stuff in the beautiful box. But it's like, this is just something that we do. And it's like not letting these things overcome you. You feel me? Because despite what, like I said, we still here. We still going. It's still going. This thing is not going to stop. It hasn't stopped. It's been going on for millions of years, and it's not going to stop despite how we feel about it. But just don't let those feelings overcome you and stop you from pressing forward and pushing forward and doing whatever you feel like you need to do. Like at first I thought it was like, gonna be like hard to be happy all the time. Like, because even through the rough patches, you feel like, everything is just falling apart. But once you just kind of, it's almost like Cat Williams said, you smoke some weed, it'll be like, fuck it, fuck all that shit. Like, half the time, you just be like, fuck that shit. You feel me? That shit don't mean nothing. It don't mean anything. And I think that's why we dive in, like I dove in all the times that I dove in, because I was able to see everything all at once. I was able to tackle the good and bad and see it in every which way possible all at one time. And it's crazy because once you start understanding the psychedelics, it's the same thing that's going on in life. It's the same thing, except you don't have to pay attention to all of it. Psychedelics show it to you to where you don't have a choice but to see it all. You don't have a choice but to see it all at one time, the good and the bad. And it's crazy because then you start seeing that a lot of stuff that you was labeling as being bad wasn't bad. It was just a part of life that was just happening. And you just didn't like it. You didn't like the fact that it was happening. But everything is going to happen in every which way, bro. And it's like it's not gonna stop because of the way we feel. You feel me? That's why you begin to control your feelings. And then when you begin to control your feelings, you begin to love yourself more. Man, it make everything more edible. It makes it easier to eat. You feel me? Because you begin to believe in yourself. Like it's wild because it's like we lose that. We lose that belief that we have within ourselves, that we believe in ourselves, because we see everybody else doing this or we see that person doing that, and like we let everybody else tell us or deem us what success is, what love is, what hate is, because a person can tell you, you can be like, okay, yeah, man, I'm about to go to Red Lobster. I heard they just had this one meal and whoop de whoop and it's supposed to be good, and somebody will tell you, man, don't go eat that, man. I went and ate there, man. That shit was nasty to me. And then you won't go. You'll miss out on that opportunity that you felt like was going to be good to you because this one person said it wasn't good. Now that in your subconscious mind, every time you ride past there and you see Red Lobster, you be like, man, oh yeah, he said it was nasty. I ain't going there. I'm going to go over here to this spot. And then you go over there to that spot and that spot be nasty. It's like, don't your joy and what makes you happy and what makes you joyous, it's like, don't let other people have a play a part into destroying that for you. It doesn't matter what that happess is, unless it's kind of hurting other people. Some of y'all out there be that make you joyous to play upon other people's feelings, but it's like, don't let nobody else destroy your happiness. That's why I'm saying, when you begin to love yourself, that's what happens. You don't let can't nobody else destroy your joy. Can't nobody else take your joy from you, because you realize it's yours and you're creating it. You're the one making that joyous part of life and making life joyful for yourself. And other people come along and it's like they'll be like, "Oh, that is ugly." And like, "Okay, yeah, maybe I can accept that." But when I leave, like, I don't have to carry your pain. Like, I already have my own that I carry. Like, my pain to me is beautiful because I see it in different ways. Like I see a lot of close ones passing away and different things like that, and the way I accept it is totally different now. I think it hurts me to see the other ones hurt behind it. And like it's like I'll look at their pain and I go, dang, that's kind of, it's messed up. Like I feel they pain. Like I don't feel my own as much. He say, but you don't need psychedelics to realize all that. That's what I said. I just said that. You probably didn't hear it before you came in. I said you don't need psychedelics. You don't need a book. You don't need nobody to realize all those different things. You don't. But at the same time, for some do need that. Some, like at the time when I was diving in, I dove in because it was me. It was me choosing to go and find myself within psychedelics. You might find it within yourself just by looking in the mirror, but that's you. And that's okay too. And it's okay for me to go, okay, at the time I was diving into psychedelics, I needed psychedelics. I needed psychedelics in order to face myself and be able to see myself and understand myself. I needed that. That ain't saying that, you might find it in the book. You might find it in YouTube videos. That's okay. Any way that you go with finding this understanding is cool. It's cool, but we can't knock anybody else that found it in the way that they did. And that was one of the things that I used to do when I first started diving in on psychedelics. I started going, dang, a lot of people they don't have the same understanding because they're not seeing this thing this psychedelic way. And they might not be. And I'm not gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, people can say what the fuck they want about psychedelics, but I tell you, the shit you see on psychedelics, a book can't compare to it. A book, look, this right here, none of this can compare to what you're seeing in there and how it goes in there. None of this can compare to it. Now, we can say that because you only can say it from a perspective of not diving in on psychedelics and seeing it from psychedelics. But everybody that said that and then turned around and took psychedelics said, oh shit, you feel me? Oh, now I get it. I get it. Okay. No, you can't. You can't, because a lot of things that you see on psychedelics, bro, or you live out on psychedelics, is impossible to live out in life. It's impossible to have that experience right there. Those fractals, those tunnels, those all that shit, bro. It's impossible for a person to actually see those things. You feel me? Like, you might get the feeling and the certain feelings that you get on like that you get on psychedelics from the experiences, but what you see and what, like, those things, bro, you cannot, there's no way possible. There's no way possible that you can read a book or you can listen to a video or watch a movie and get that same experience, because on the psychedelic experience, you become the experience. You become the fractals you see, and you don't see none of that shit in life. You don't see that. Let's see, what are you best trip on? What are your best trip on psychedelics? Man, it's hard to say because I had so many. I had so many experiences, all of them. You feel me? I think all of them was actually just one experience. It's like, but I break them up because my first time smoking DMT, my first time smoking DMT, I seen every psychedelic experience I was gonna have just doing DMT the first time. And then after going back and what's up with his son, Ryan? Long time no hear. After going back and going back and going back, it broke them down into smaller sequences that I could understand. Cause my first DMT experience, bro, I had every DMT experience, every mushroom experience, every ayahuasca, LSD. It didn't matter. I had every experience on my first experience, and then when I started going back in, and it started to break them down. So certain things that I was seeing, I was seeing, and I would say, okay, well, I seen these fractal lines, and they were going like this. But then I would go back and I'll see those fractal lines, and then it'll zoom me out. And those fractal lines was like on the back of a snake or something like that. You feel me? It's like, so it was like every experience that I ever had, bro, I had in the first experience. So it was like kind of crazy. But then, like, if we get deeper into dang, man, golly, bro, you see, you making me you making me go all the way back. Okay, I'm gonna tell you my most fascinating experience that I can't stop thinking about, and it just stuck with me. Like, every day I think about that shit, and every time I talk about it, it replays itself. The when I had my ayahuasca journey, and like, Charles gave me the ayahuasca. I took the ayahuasca and I threw it up in like not even 2 minutes, and he was like, well, it's not gonna work. And I turned around and I took a handful of mushrooms, and I didn't even know how many mushrooms it was. It had to be like 3 to 5 grams. That was my most fascinating experience. And I always told Charles I want to go back and do that again, because it caught me off guard, because I didn't think that the ayahuasca was gonna hit. And when the ayahuasca and the mushrooms both come on at the same time, bro, it's like a full DMT breakthrough. It's like the biggest it's like a full on DMT breakthrough, bro. Like I'm sitting there, I told Charisma, man, pass me a beer. You feel me? After I took the mushrooms, cause we talking and we just chopping it up. As soon as I drunk the beer, bro, everything went white. I couldn't see nothing. It was like a flash, like a 5 second flash. Everything went white, and then it stopped. I'm standing there holding the beer, and I'm like, no, bro. I'm like, wait, hold on, no. Am I tripping? Like, am I tripping? Because that was just trippy right there. Everything flashed white. Drunk the beer again. It did it again, and I'm like, oh shit. You feel me? So like, I went like this, and I put my hand over my eye, and my hand was like a wing. It was like the wing on that one ISIS character. I think it's like ISIS or something like that. It's the wing character that be standing with one wing out and one wing like going at an angle going down. I was that entity right there. And when I put it back like that, bro, my life started all the way from like the beginning of time and went all the way, bro. I'm watching it all play out like fast as hell, like woo, 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 going all the way to where when I move my hand down like that, it stopped right at us. And I'm looking at Master Creator, and I'm like, what's going on, bro? I'm like, I'm geeking. I said, I did it again, and this time it went back even further. It went back even further to where it is like before humans was even here and shit. And it just start and it went again. Woo, start going hella fast, and it passed us up. It passed us up from us sitting right there around this campfire. It passed us up and went past us to where my life played out from beginning to end like that. Like with like a blink of an eye, bro. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, man, I'm geeking, bro. And then I start seeing gestures and shit jump. I think they were like coming out the fire and like, but I'm seeing the gestures and stuff, and I'm like, bro. I said, man, I'm geeking. I was like, I wanted to kind of chill because I didn't think the ayahuasca was working. So I'm gonna just go in the tent, and I'm about to go in the tent. I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna kick back. So I got up and I went in the tent. I know it's a lot of other stuff happened before that. Got up, I went in the tent, and I'm laying down in the tent, and I'm like, I'm trying to like catch myself, and I'm like going, dang, bro, this shit hit me hard. I look up, and like the seams of the tent, it was like water drops coming through, dripping through the seams of the top of the tent. And when the water drops would open up, it was the gestures, bro, dropping, dripping like water through the seams of the tent. And I'm just like, oh fuck. I'm like, man, so all this is going on. And I go, dang, I'm like, I had to use the restroom. So I got up, and when I stepped out the tent, all I could see was whiteness. I couldn't see nothing else. Only thing I could see though, I could hear everybody voices as they were talking, and I could see my tent. So I walked out my tent to use the restroom, and I just like turned right because I knew Charles' tent was like to the right of mine, but I couldn't see nothing. I mean, it was like, bro, almost like a white sheet of paper with only my tent on it. So when I'm looking around, when I look back, all I can see is my tent, but everything else was white. I can't see shit. So I walked out. I didn't go that far because somebody told me, bro, you like you aren't supposed to use the restroom right there. And I'm like, bro, I can't help it. I can't see nothing. All I can see is my tent. And I went back to my tent, and I kicked back, and I'm like, I'm looking at the sky, and like it was crazy because I'm laying with my head out the tent looking at the sky, and they over there talking, and I'm looking at them, and this is like, I'm telling you, bro, it's like the sky came down and was behind them. Like the sky was just not, it wasn't nothing but a blanket, right? The sky was a blanket, and on the other side of the sky, which we thought was stars, weren't stars. It was another sun or something like that was bigger than the sun that we got, that was basically shining through the darkness down the bigger sun was so bright that it was shining through the blanket of darkness to here. It was fucking crazy, bro. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, oh shit. I'm like, man, the sky is just like a blanket covering the planet or something like that. I'm thinking all these different things, and then I did, next thing you know, it turned into that Mayat Egyptian character that's like, hunched over, like over that's hunched over. It's like supposed to be night, and it got stars drawn in it, and like and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm looking at her, and she did like this. And looked at me, and when she looked at me, I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm geeking like a motherfucker." Then I'm looking at Master Creator and everybody else that was there, bro, and everybody had on robes. Everybody had on these burgundy robes, right? But you couldn't see their face. They had the hoodie on. They had the hoodie on with the robes, and right here on their forehead, it was like that like almost like that Jewish star, but it was shining. It was a Jewish star and it was shining, bro, to where you couldn't see their face. All you could see was the shine off the star coming out this hoodie. And I'm like going, wow, bro. I'm like, what kind of ritual is we doing here? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is going on? So like I was geeking like a motherfucker, bro. I was like so many different places. And then that's when I seen like at one point in time I seen Mother Ayahuasca. And like I was like, I'm look like Mother like bro, it was literally like a mirror, right? Say if you go to your mirror and you look in your mirror and you see somebody else as your reflection. So I'm looking at Mother Ayahuasca, and Mother Ayahuasca sitting there looking at me, and she's my reflection at the same time, and me being her reflection. And I'm going, nah. I'm like, nah. She like, yeah. And I'm like, no. I'm like, no, this doesn't make sense. Like, so basically, you're just a reflection of me as I'm a reflection of you. So I'm you and you me at the same time. And she like, yeah. And I'm like, no, like this is not possible. Like this is not possible. And then she started showing me, bro, I look, oh my God, this is where it just got freaky at. She like, yeah. She said, you know, that's why you're back on this journey. You didn't this ain't your first time. You did this many a times, bro. And I seen myself like when humans first started taking ayahuasca. Like I was shamans and shit. And I like all like first I had like a little wooden looking bowl, right? And I had a I had a like I was a little dude like painted all in white and shit with a little flap thing on, bro. And I was giving people ayahuasca. And I'm like, going, what the fuck? And then then it took me a little bit after that. And I was like this other character, this other shaman with like a bone in his nose and a big ass thing on his head and dressed in all these feathers and shit. And I'm doing the same thing. I had a different utensil and I made ayahuasca and I'm giving it to him. And I'm like, and I went through all these different scenarios of me being this shaman giving people ayahuasca. But the only thing, like me as the shaman, like like me as the shaman, what's going on in my head is all I'm doing is introducing them to themselves, which is Mother Ayahuasca, which is everything. And I'm like, going, what the fuck, bro? That shit was crazy as shit. That shit was crazy. Like, and I never every time I think of that experience, that's how like the way I explained it, I remember it fully. Like it just happened yesterday. Every time I think about it, it just come right back like it happened yesterday. Cause I was that ISIS wing character, bro. With one wing going out like this and one going down. Gold. Just straight gold. My hand, bro, was that. Like it was like I put it over my eye, time just went. It was just started going from like the beginning of my birth all the way up, bro. I seen myself with my brothers and sisters. I'm way above though. I'm way above watching me, my brother, and my sister walk to the store to get some bread for my mom because we had the Wonder Bread store at the I seen my whole life, bro, like that from above play out here on the planet. And I'm like going, what the fuck, bro? But it was like the wildest experience. It's a lot more happened. It's a lot more happened. It's a lot more happened. I just can't remember it right now. That shit was crazy as hell. It was like one of the most fascinating experiences I ever had. But no, see, because it gets better. It gets like over time, your experiences just get you were a chairman at which century? Oh, a shaman. You spelled it shaman. You was a shaman. You was a shaman at what century? It was way in the beginning, bro. Of when like it seemed like when humans first started even diving in or mixing up ayahuasca, making ayahuasca. I literally had a flap. Bro, I had a flap, a skin flap. You feel me? With nothing else on. Wasn't no socks, no drawers, none of that. Just a skin flap. You feel me? I'm telling you, under there, you can see my. It was crazy as shit, man. But I was like, I was him, and then I seen myself as another shaman, as another shaman, as another shaman, and that's what I was doing. I was going around with this ayahuasca, giving people ayahuasca in all these different lives that I was living as this so-called shaman. And like what it made me understand though, there's peace. What it made me understand is that's what I'm doing here. When I'm giving when I'm talking about psychedelics and I'm giving the information or the things that I've seen, I'm doing the same thing. I'm giving psychedelics to everybody, just helping everybody introduce themselves to themselves. It's like no different. It's just times is different now to where, I'm just saying it was like crazy, bro. It was a mind blowing experience. And I kept telling Charles, I said, man, I got to do that again because I wasn't ready. Because when he told me it wasn't gonna work, I just wanted to chill and just chop it up with Master Creator and them because that was my first time meeting Master Creator. So it was like I just wanted to chill and kind of chop it up with him. But it's hard to talk to somebody when you looking at them and they got like a burgundy robe on with the fucking hoodie on, and it's a star on their forehead shining like a blue light, bro. Bright than a motherfucker. The star was bright to where the shine was coming outside the cap to where you couldn't even see their face. And I'm talking to him though. He's talking to me, and I'm looking at him, and this is what he looked like to me, and I'm going, "What the fuck? Like this shit is crazy." But it was wild because I said, "Dang!" I said, "There." So all of us, this mind thing or whatever it is, like the way I took it was like we're all part of that thing and we all are that thing. So when we take psychedelics or we take ayahuasca, we're getting introduced to a part of us that we don't normally see. A part of us that exists within everybody, bro. It was like the most beautifulest thing, but the most scariest thing at the same time because I just wasn't ready. I was not ready. So it was like I fought it like a dummy. I fought it the whole time. That was the one time it was hard for me just to let go and let the experience happen. If I would have let the experience happen, bro, I probably would have seen so much more because I even fought it when I seen Mother Ayahuasca and like Mother through like the mirror, like looking at a mirror and I'm seeing Mother Ayahuasca. Like it was crazy, all right? See, okay, picture this, right? Picture being on both sides of the mirror when you're seeing your reflection and your reflection is something different. So it was like I was myself, but I was Mother Ayahuasca at the same time. So I was Mother Ayahuasca looking at me, but I was myself looking at her. So I was on both sides of the mirror at one time, bro. That shit was wow. That shit was I was like freaking out. I was like, nah, it's not possible. And she like, yeah, it is possible. And I'm like, no, it's not. This is it. This can't be. And that's when she showed me, like, bam, you been this shaman type character. Every time you come in, this is what you be doing. You came in so many times as a shaman. Look at all these different times. Look at you right here. Look at you right here. Look at you right here. Mixing up ayahuasca, giving it to people. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, man, that shit was it was fascinating. But at the time, I was scared of shit. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't think it was gonna work. Like I said, I threw it up in 3 minutes. It was like 2, 3 minutes. I threw it up. He said it's not gonna work, and I believed that. And that shit kicked in, and it was like, oh my God, that shit was fascinating. Magic is real. We are never ready for psychedelics. hey, hey, you know what? Look, I'm gonna tell you, right? No, we are ready. That's the thing, right? That's another one of the things that I seen, bro. When it played my life out and I was able to see my life from from beginning to end, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I led myself all the way up to that point. And I seen how I did it. That's the part that fucking blew my mind. Is that I seen myself from birth doing all these different things to lead myself up to that one experience right there. Like I seen it and I was able to understand it and go, oh shit, like I led myself all the way to this. Like cause and in a sense, if you pay attention to every like even the mistakes you made, everything you did in life, you led yourself up to that point without even knowing. With everything that you did before that, it led you up to that from me starting to dive in on psychedelics and wanting to go deeper and wanting to go deeper and wanting to see more. It's like I led myself all the way up to having that experience right there. And at that time, that was the time to where I was like, man, I'm not doing psychedelics no more. I was like, I'm kind of done because I didn't seen everything is what I was thinking. I was thinking I seen everything. And in the way you kind of do, if you pay attention to your first deep experiences, you see everything at one time. And what let me know that is when we went back to Joshua Tree and, and I took the mushrooms and I took them keys to Toth House. I think that's what he called them. When I took those and I was looking at the sky at the clouds, and the clouds look like giant tardigrades. Like they look like how the tardigrades that they see under the microscope. It looked like those, except giant ones. Like I call them little piggies because that's what they remind me of, like some piggies. But they was giant, bro. And like the more I look at them, the more I can see life. Like life was only a reflection of my mind. Like again at that time my life played out again from beginning to end. It just played out again. Like it was fucking crazy as shit, bro. But I could clearly at that time I could clearly understand it. I could clearly understand it, and that was the time that I accepted it. And once I was like, when I accepted, I gave in. I said, "This is what it is." Like I can't. You feel I can't run from this experience right here. I'm looking at it. It's showing me that all these mountains that I'm looking at is just a reflection of my mind. And I'm like going, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, so that's all everything ever been was just a reflection of my mind. That's it. Nothing more than that. Okay, then why do I make it there? Why do I do? And you get to asking all these questions and it starts showing you. And it's like, bro, it was hella fascinating because everybody started talking. Everybody started talking and they were me. Like they were me. And I'm like going, you always get the doubt and you go, nah, this is crazy. I'm losing my mind. And it was this entity, this entity, look tall as hell, bro. Like you feel me, had on all black. Like I don't know if it was like a black robe or something, but it was all black. And he was telling me, he said, yeah. He said, yeah. That's what it is. That it ain't never been that. You've been playing these games, talking to yourself for the longest. And I'm going, that's impossible. So you're telling me that everybody is me, but I'm acting like I'm I'm acting as True Life Stories, as I'm acting as Master Creator, as I'm acting as Rob. And like it was crazy because when Master Creator would start talking, I could understand that reflection of myself, but I couldn't understand Rob. What's up with it, Quinton? He say that's a exact to finding out awakening name. Wait, what did he say? The exact reaction to figuring out Awoken's name. Oh, oh, I know, huh? The Awoken one, the way he put it. Hey, True. Do you prefer to close your eyes or keep them open when you trip? Oh, I like to have my eyes closed, bro. I don't care what nobody say. I like to have my eyes closed. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason I like to have my eyes closed, cause you see some shit that you won't see here. For some, you see some stuff that you won't even see here. Like I'm not gonna lie, like the eye open is cool, but I like to close my eyes because when I close my eyes, I give in to the experience. I'm not trying to change, what's here. I'm trying to see within myself. So I give in, it makes it easier for me to give into the experience and travel. So like it just kind of just takes me. It takes me, bro. And when I say it takes me, like it was times like diving in on the 4ACO to where I went places and like I would live out the experience in these places like it was like one time I was like on the island. hey, hey, it seemed like when we first came up with life and the world was not that the world was huge, but it was only one island on the whole planet or something, and we was on that island and we was living in these hutches that were like probably 10 feet off the ground. Like the hutches was sitting on stilts almost, you feel me? We made them with like straw from the palm trees and shit like that, bro. And like we used to go out and sit on the beach and all these different things, right? And just kind of look at the sun because it wasn't a lot to do because we just lived on that little tiny island. But you'll live out these experiences like that and it'll seem like the beginning of time. It's weird, right? It's weird because when you young, when you a child, bro, like you live in a whole different world than this world. Like from a baby to now. Like that's why I think like a lot of times when we're going through the tunnel, like this, okay, this is one of the things that I begin to figure out is there's a whole existence that's happening within us. And it's happening between where the mind is and where the eyesight goes. Like say it's a tunnel that you come from the mind or the consciousness or whatever that you go through in order to create your eyesight. Now, in between there, between the eyesight, the mind, or the consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, it's a whole fucking existence, an infinity of existence within that place right there. Because if you notice, a lot of times when you dive in on psychedelics, you be going through these tunnels. And you trying to like one time I went through the tunnel, bro, and the tunnel was made out of human skulls, like literally real human skulls. It was like nothing fake about it. And I'm flying through this tunnel made out of human skulls, bro. You will fly through these tunnels and not understanding that a lot of times these tunnels be your consciousness coming into eyesight, or your consciousness or your mind or whatever coming into hearing or coming into speech. You feel me? Like that's what I started to see. And I started to see within the trip that it takes for, because it seemed like it just happens like that. As you when you open your eyes and you see, to us it seems fast, instant. But there's actually there's a existence within there. There's places like within there, like many different existences within that right there, within that tunnel of that place. Like you can get off, you can go through that tunnel and you can get off anywhere, and it'll be the in between of your eyesight and your mind. And it's like the most fascinating thing to me. And it's like it's wild because now that I don't do psychedelics as much, I'm like going, dang, how come I didn't explore that a little bit more once I started to see it and understand it? I would have liked to explore it a lot more than what I did. He said, interesting. There are stories of people living out lifetimes in moments of unconsciousness. Some even have a hard time adjusting back to the real world with the experience lingering for years. I bet. You ever meet your ancestors from so far back that you just that is just animals? No, no, no. I've went back and I met so-called ancestors. Bro, you just blew my mind with that consciousness eye tunnel thing. I clicked the live at the great time. Hey, yeah. See, being that you dive still so much, Mark Dreams, watch. Next time you dive in, Pay attention to it, because when you going through that tunnel, right, to where because the mind, it already has all its different tunnels in it, but in between where that mind or the consciousness and it comes into eyesight, bro, in between there, that's a journey. That's a journey that we're making from somewhere else to come into this place. So in between there, there's many existences in between that place, bro. And like we didn't see them. We didn't see them. A lot of us that took psychedelics, then explored and then seen these places, we just didn't know that that's what we was looking at. And it's like, fuck, bro. It's like now, like later on that I don't dive as much. I wish I would have explored that territory in seeing it. But it's like I didn't really understand it until like later on, bro. Like later on, because it's like the mind is so infinite that once you go in there, whether you in the subconscious, whether you in the whatever the other one is, it's so far, it's so much to explore. And like at times, I know you, Mark Dreams, you had times where it felt like you was going through your DNA. Like that's another thing that I tripped out on, to where it felt like I was going through my DNA. And then I'll end up, like he said, like you'll end up meeting your ancestors, like within your DNA, all the ones that lived before you, and you fucking know them. Like it's like, it's not like when you there, it's nothing new to you. Like here, it seems like an impossible task, but you'll go through your DNA and you'll meet all the ones that lived before you, which I'm talking about your great granddad, your great great granddad, your great 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 granddad, your great 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 grandma, and you'll see all of them, and all of them are you, so you'll know each other. And it's like, hey man, what the fuck? Where you been? Like, where you been? It's like, man, I've been on the planet. I've been on the planet. Matter of fact, where is this I'm at? And you don't even be thinking that. You just understand and know that you with the ancestors right there. And they be so happy to see you, bro. It'd be like the most fascinating thing. But I ain't never went. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm glad you brought that up. I went all the way back. Look, I'm gonna have to find this video now. The furthest I went back was to where I was just liquid. I was like snot. I don't know if I was, I don't know if I was a cum stain. I don't want to say it like that. I don't know if I was a cum stain, but bro, I was just snot. And when I came back off that experience from being snot, I said, bro, man, humans think we the best thing out here. I'm like, no, no, we're not. There's other things way smaller than us, liquidized things that are so much fascinating and do so much more. Cause like I went all the way back to where I was just snot, bro. I was like some snot, some gooey type shit moving around. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that was a crazy experience. I'm glad you brought that up, because I forgot. I ain't never went back to where we was like some type of weird ass creatures or something, but I was like snot. Like literally like some snot shit. Some like slime. And they like that could move and that can do all these different things, bro. And it was like, what the fuck? But it kind of fascinates me, because when you start thinking of these different things and you go, dang, if you go back to the beginning existence of you, like, is it you within the body? Because if you do go all the way back, man, you're gonna go all the way back to when you was like a sperm or something. You feel me coming through this thing? I was just about to say I had a trip where it was like I was being pulled backwards through my DNA. Yeah, yeah, that's the fascinating thing, because it's like you in your DNA. Like like that, like my first travels, that's what it felt like. It felt literally like I was going through my DNA, and that's what it was. And it was like, whoa, but it was like so fascinating that, I would come back and I would explain all the other shit. Like I wouldn't get real technical with it, because like, when you get technical, it almost seems like, like, well, what is this, just another idea? What if this is just an idea I'm coming up with? But it's not, because usually when you there, it's explaining to you what's going on. It's explaining to you what's going on. Like when like, bro, remember when I had the mushroom experience and I went and I seen that giant I want to call it a tree, but it wasn't a tree. It was like a big giant black tree to where the roots went all the way through the roof and the roots went all the way through the ground, but you couldn't see the ground because the ground was blackness. You couldn't see the roof because the roof was blackness, but it was like kind of foggy. And then when I got up on the tree, it was a dude standing there like he was naked, and it was like built into the tree, bro. It was like a square built into the tree, and he was in there doing something within the tree. And when I got closer, it was a computer. And I'm like going, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck is that? And the other entity said, that's Adam. He said, Adam, the one that made this place. He said, Adam created this place because Adam was the first human that was born, and it couldn't be no other human after that. It was impossible to make another human. So, him being in that place by itself all that time, he created this place in order to give other people a chance at living that life that he was given. And it was like, what the fuck, bro? That shit was crazy as shit because the roots was like kind of moving, but the tree was black. It was like black, and it went all the way, man. The roots went all the way up there, like came all the way back to where I was, and then they was on the ground and went through the ground, like through the darkness of the ground, all the way back where I was. And then this dude standing there naked, swole as hell, looking like Arnold, the young Arnold Schwarzenegger from behind, working on this computer that was built into this thing. And I'm like going, what the fuck? And I'm like going, at times it just tell you what the fuck is going on. It's on you to accept it or not accept it. And I'm going, but it just made so much sense because I'm like going, wait, because I always thought about it like the story of human, like, okay, first the first human was made, and then God took a rib out of him and he made woman. But the way it was telling me was like, nah, couldn't no other human be made. That was the first human, and that was the only human, and that was gonna only be the only human. So Adam was by itself for probably millions of years by itself, so long that he created this damn computer goddamn thing within this tree in order to make this place, this reality right here for humans to live in, and like almost like as if he was able to go in and out of it himself because he's the one that made it. And it was like, fuck, bro. I said, hey, yeah, always trying to get me to explain to talk about all these crazy experiences, bro. This shit is crazy. Psychedelics crazy. That's why I'm gonna say it again. Any of this shit that you see on psychedelics, it can't compare to nothing else. It just can't. We can act like it do, and we can play that game like, yeah, it's the same as meditation. No, it's the same as, no, the fuck it ain't. It's just not. It's not the same. You're going to get the same feelings, and you might get the same understanding, but you're not going to get the same movie. The movie is not going to be the same. What you see is not going to be nowhere near the same. And then once you start to get further in, everything you see, you become it. It don't be nothing that's outside of you no more. Now you're not just in the story, you are the story. You are the everything that's happening, bro. And that's what's crazy. Let's see, you can make that into a movie. Hey, hey, it's wild because I know Mark Dreams did this too. I know you didn't see movies that had some of your experiences in it. I know it's somebody out there that be watching these experiences and they take them and they go and they do that. They go and they put it in the movie because I didn't see movies before that was like so close to my experience. I'm going, bro, this is fucking wild as shit. Like, how the hell is this? Like, dang, I forgot like I had an experience and then it was a movie drop like a little bit after my experience, and it was close to the movie. I forgot what it was though. It was a while back. But yeah, no, bro. It's nothing close, bro. There's no way. Like I was thinking cuz I always get that in that mind state, and to where because you just get to accepting what everybody is saying, because you get to accepting because that's what they believe. And then I get to thinking about times where I took 4 ACO, and like I'm seeing all these I'm seeing all these lines and shit, and in the lines it was like almost like the symbols on cards. It was like the popcorn that be on the card. It was that symbol, and then it was like the spade symbol, and like they were just going like this, and they were flowing right. And I'm like, this the 4ACO. And I'm like going, damn. I'm like, damn, I didn't think this shit was gonna kick in like that. So I laid on the bed with my eyes closed, and I opened my eyes. And when I opened my eyes, the shit started pouring out my eyesight. It was the fucking craziest thing, to where it started pouring out, filling up my blanket until it filled up the whole room, to where my whole room was this whatever that shit was, just flowing, bro. And I like, when I sit back and I think about those type of experiences, I'm going, man, there's nothing out there that can compare to the psychedelic experience. I don't care. Like, you have these people that go and and they read all these different books, and they learn they learn all this Masonic stuff, and you go, well, take psychedelics, well, I don't need that. Yeah, because if you do that one time and you see what people be seeing on psychedelics, it's gonna change all that shit that you thought you knew as you was going. All the stuff, all the ideas that you thought you believed because you read it and all this shit, is gonna change all that, bro. It's gonna change all that. You like, I seen somebody talking about the Masons and all that, and I'm like going, bro, you like, we didn't smoke DMT and been in Masonic rooms, and you going to yourself, how the fuck is that? Okay, I smoke DMT. I'm in this Masonic room to where the floor is black and white checkers with tall ass pillars going up, with jesters jumping all around, and somebody, a girl dressed like a jester sitting on the table kicking her leg. You not gonna see all that. You're not gonna see all that, bro. It's like fucking crazy as shit. It's like, and I be wanting to accept that, all these other things, but it's like, like I said, bro, I just accept the person's belief. But then if I really start breaking it down, it's like, no, that shit is nothing close. It's not even. Let's see, I remember the mushroom was showing me how ancient consciousness is, and how why mammals very recently, and the struggles of life and survival. Yes, yes, Don Ron. Okay, now let's get into that, because it showed me that shit too, bro. Because I always thought, look, I thought humans was the shit and was going through shit, and we was smart, and and we the only ones that struggle, and we the only ones that have these certain feelings, and certain things happen to us, and things is killing. No, bro. I went through that whole process right there, to where I seen the trees. Like, I'm looking at the trees, and the trees start showing me their life. And I'm seeing the tree life, and I'm seeing other trees that feed off of other trees and kill and eat other trees, and flowers that are ate by different weeds, and I'm seeing them going through the same thing. And then it went to the animals, and I'm seeing the animals go through the same thing, and I'm going, what the fuck? I'm like going, so I'm like going, it's no different. It's no different. The trees and the plants have wars just like we do. Like, a plant can come into a territory, and it can try to take over that one plant or that one tree, or try to take over that whole territory and try to shadow everything else and block it from the sun as it's reaching for the sun. It'll cut the sun off for everybody else, for them to just die or whatever. I'm just saying, that's why a lot of different trees are taller than the shorter trees, because when they all get together, and the taller ones, they can reach higher than the other ones. They make it hard for them to feed. I'm saying, bro, it's crazy, bro, to where you start to see that the same thing that's going on with humans is going on with insects. It's going on with animals, because we are animals, and it's going on with trees and plant life and anything else that's living on this planet. But we want to put it like in our perspective and think it's just us, and it's like, no, 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 no. Psychedelics is a threat to modern society. Yes, it is. It is. It is, because it man, it is. It is, bro. Because it'll take, okay. one thing that I learned about psychedelics too is like you'll try to hold on to a lot of your beliefs and a lot of your things that you hold on to, and psychedelics will make you let go of that shit. That's why, I don't talk about it a lot. That's why I don't believe in the God of the humans no more. I don't look at God as being this thing that humans look at as being. I don't look at it like that no more. And psychedelics is what took me away from that, because I tried to hold on to that concept to where even, on experiences, I'll go to this higher state of being, or I'll meet this higher state of being an entity, and I'll call it God, or I'll put the God on it because how benevolent it is. And it's like, no, bro, the thing that is God is being everything, and that thing doesn't move nothing like anything moves here. The only thing it's doing is letting life give, like putting the power into life to be life, like almost like the electricity, putting the power into everything for your light to turn on, or for your computer to be a computer, or for your coffee to be warm, or the same, like, or lighten up the darkness, and all these different things. But the light doesn't actually know that it's doing that. The light and the power, the electricity is just being the power behind the things that are actually functioning and becoming these things. And like that's what I feel like the God thing is. The God thing is not playing a good and bad game that humans or everything here is been created and decided to play. It's not playing that. It's being the power behind everything. And it's and like we have the power to fucking have the experience of all these different things in certain aspects of who we are and what we are. That's why the other day I was saying we are not human. We are beyond what human is. Like the human is the body is nothing but a vehicle that we jumped into in order to come and experience life. But the thing that we are is so much, it's so vast and so much more than what this thing is. That's why we limit it to the things that we're limited to here, because we believe that we are human. We actually accept that we are human, and we accept we are human, and we go, well, it's because we human, we can do this, we can do that. No, we can do damn near anything, bro. Whatever that thing is that we are within there, we can come in and out of this life as many times as we want to, as much as we want to. We can exist somewhere else. We can create existences in other places. We can create existences within ourselves. We can create realities within ourselves. We can create different entities, different beings, different lives. So we can create all this different shit within ourselves. And that should let us know that we're beyond what we think human is. We are so much more than that, but we accept that we are human. So when we begin to accept we are human, it limit our abilities. Like it limit us. It's like almost like we put a governor on ourselves in order to stop us from destroying ourselves, or destroying existence itself, or destroying whatever this thing is. We put that on ourselves in order to hold us back, because we already know, bro, we will tear this motherfucker up. Which is crazy. Which is crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about, because we will tear this motherfucker up. Look at us. That's what we doing right now. We tearing shit up. That's all we do. We fight with each other. We get groups of each other together to fight with each other. You feel me? We pull together groups and we'll destroy a whole town. We'll destroy a whole nation. You feel me? Just in order to rule some shit. Just in order to have some type of control. You feel me? It's like the wildest thing, bro. On Shiva, I was so stuck in a human body. I was off. I was awful. I couldn't feel my human body, but I was only feeling my soul expanding in my body, typing, wait, trying to escape. This was fucking alien. Yeah, that was me, bro. I was I was Anubis in a coffin, and I was trying to wake up, and I was trying to wake up from this, and like it was stopping me, like, nah, it ain't time for that. Like, no, you got to finish that out before you come back and wake up here. It was like the weirdest fucking thing, bro. Cause you could feel your ears sticking up and everything. And I'm in the coffin. I was like trying to move and shit and trying to get out of it. And it's crazy because Rob had an experience to where he was in the same, what's up with it? Animals of what? Animals of some animals of man. I need to put my glasses on. I just don't feel like it because then I'm gonna have to be looking all up because all my spectacles at the bottom. But yeah, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank everybody for being here. You feel? I agree with that governor analogy. It's like we agree to be limited in coming here, but can you imagine life with a cheat code though? That would be amazing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But look, you know what I was thinking about the other day though too, Dwayne. That's why we even got the God governor. That's why we even got the God governor because you have to have that governor so you will realize that it's something above you, something more powerful than you that can stop you and slow you down from becoming something more than what you believe you are. So when we have the God governor, right? That mean we're putting this God thing above us. Now that makes us follow a certain suit to where now we can have a president. You feel me? We can have a leader. You feel me? Like that one thing right there, it plays a role in a lot of different things because now we can have a president, we can have all these different leaders above us leading us, telling us how to live and how to be in life. You feel me? So and like I feel like that the God thing is a governor in itself also. You feel me? If you understand what I'm saying, that thing is a governor too, because nobody wants to realize that they are the God that they are. And if you like, you don't gotta believe me. All you gotta do is go watch everybody believe. Watch everybody believe. It don't matter what God that they believe in, that God is just them. Because they accepted that God and said that God was the God. So therefore, they created this other thing within them that's above them in order to lead them into certain places. But that was a thing that they accepted and they created within themselves. It didn't matter what God it was, whether it was Allah, whether it was Jesus, whether it was Buddha. It didn't matter what God it was. That God was created by them, for them, within them. That's why they follow the rules of that God, not knowing that they were the one that accepted that and said that was so. And then they started to be it and create it and run with it, which is fucking the craziest thing. He said, ant watcher sees more than a globe trotter. Oh my God, that's a good one, man. I'm Susan from South Africa. South Africa in the building. Thanks for dropping by, Susan. And like I don't that's why but I don't like to really speak on the God thing. I don't like to really speak on that because everybody has their own beliefs and their own understanding. All I'm saying is go look at it yourself. And get like, well, like, how do we have a choice to believe in what God we choose to believe in? How would that even be a thing to where I can come out the womb and I can be given the Christian God, or I can come out the womb and I can be given the Muslim God, or I can come out the womb and be given the, that's why they let us have these different things because we have, like, once we know that we have a higher authority that we cannot see, we cannot we can't influence, because like a lot of people, somebody was telling me this the other day, like, when I went and got another we went and got another car. I'm glad God bless you with a car. You feel me? Like, I don't even like hearing that no more. Don't make it seem like God is blessing me with dumbass things when I see people living on the street, or when I see people going hungry, or when I see people dying over nothing. You're telling me that God gonna go out his way to bless me with a fucking car while these people over here starving, they whole family starving. Why these people over here in this other country ain't eating. Why these other people over here in this other country getting bombs dropped on him. He's gonna waste his time and he's gonna give me the $100 I need in order to pay my bills, but yet this person over here, they kid didn't starve to death because they didn't have enough money to buy food. Miss me with that shit. I don't even like that no more. Don't even come to me and make it seem like, because why? I don't need those blessings. And if God is blessing me with something like that, I'm telling God myself, I don't need those blessings. Give them to somebody that actually need them. You feel me? I'll be okay. I don't care if I lost everything right now. Like, I'll be okay. I'ma always be okay, whether I got something or I don't got anything. But if you start to pay attention to that shit, bro. You think I'm fucking playing? Pay attention to that shit. Every time they're gonna use God. God bless me with this. God bless me with that. But then they gonna walk past that person living on the street. You feel me? They gonna walk past them like they don't even exist. Like, how come God ain't blessing that? How come God ain't giving the blessings to the ones that actually need it? How come God come and he only bless us with things that are you feel me? You feel me, that can be destroyed? Like why are our blessings being these things that we created or we made ourselves? Because we the gods. Like, we are the gods blessing ourselves with these different things. But we'll put it outside of us and go, well, that God did this or the God did that. And it's like, bro, I don't like that no more. I hate to say it. I don't need those kind of blessings, because like, just just be like, I'm happy that it did happen, but I don't want to look at it like a blessing, because then when I walk by and I see somebody that actually needed that blessing, you feel me? Somebody that then lost their life in a messed up way. You feel me? I'm like going, no, they needed that blessing right there. Don't bless me with no check. Don't bless me with no money. Don't bless me with shit. Get that blessing to somebody who need it. And that's our problem. We'll start blessing ourselves with things, and then that's why when we start figuring out, like, it's hard to bless somebody else, because God gave it to you. He didn't give it to you to share it with everybody else. It's yours. It's like, no, bro, share these blessings. You feel me? Because we the ones who doing this. But if there's no Almighty Creator, then how did we get here? What created us? I have no idea. I have no idea. This thing created itself in some miraculous way. In some miraculous way. It's like, but I don't think no God came and and just made us and put us here, because, like, I just don't believe that no more. I can't accept that. You like because that's like you going, okay, like, you went and you created your child, right? Let's say you went and you created your child. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna Every day you're gonna be in your child's life trying to make sure your child go the right way, do the right thing, and do all these different things. There's nothing here that's watching us and stopping us from doing anything that we do. Nothing. Nothing. And then we say, oh, humans do this, humans do that. Animals do the same thing. You feel me? Like, animals do the same thing. We cry about, oh, this, somebody ran into school and they did this. You feel me? We see it happen every day in the animal world, and we say, oh, that's just nature. You feel me? Well, what lions supposed to do. They supposed to go grab baby buffaloes and eat them. And it's like, okay, I understand. I understand. I understand. But if it's something out there that's higher, we're not looking at it in the way that I think we should look at it. If it's something else out there that's higher than us, it's beyond the intelligence that we have on how we look at life. Because, like I said, we look at life as good and bad. And it's like, really, there is no good and bad. It's just life just happening. It's just happening, but we put the good and bad on the things that we want to put it on. Like, we choose to put, like I said, if somebody go and they do something like accidentally off a child or something, we'll go, man, that's bad. But if we see it happen in nature, if we see a bird, got too many babies and kick one of the babies out the nest, we go, oh, that's nature. It's supposed to do that. But if we see a human do some shit like that, we go, that's bad. And it's like, nah, bro, it's all nature. All of it. All of it is nature and all of it is natural and all of it is happening, despite what we think about it. But I don't know. Whatever created this, whatever made, I think you did it. Awoken one. I think you the creator of everything. But what created nature? What mapped all the reality out? No, I always thought it started like it's almost like if you take a rock, right? If if you take a rock, if you take a rock and you put it in some water and you just set the water in the fucking thing, that rock and whatever in that water will just create life. It won't need nothing. You don't even have to do nothing to it. You can just set it up there and it'll just create life over time. It might make a little planet. Who knows? I'm just saying, I don't know, bro. How it started, when it started. But the ideas we have, I don't think they close. I don't think they close. They sound like old campfire stories if you really just pay attention and listen to them. It sound like old campfire stories. And then even the alien thing, it could be true. But why haven't they came back? How come they ain't talking to us? What's going on with that? I mean, like they came back. Only person they came back and picked up was Big Chill. They didn't come back and pick up nobody else. But I really don't know, bro. I just don't believe the ideas we have. I think it goes further than that. Religion will molest people's uh, inherit spirituality, just like people will switch teams with they get accused young and go forward with a better taste to what is natural. Yeah, yeah. I'm. This is just my ideas. Okay, this is just my ideas. I'm not saying I'm right because I really don't fucking know. I really don't know, but whatever created this, whatever made it, like we not gonna know right now. We're not gonna figure it out the way we look, and I doubt that, because we don't even know. Like we'll say it's been around for humans been around for 5,000 years. Then we go do all this fucking research, and we find out, dang, and then we find out that we've been around for hundreds of thousands of years, and then we'll go do more research and we'll find out we've been around millions of years. So just think 100,000 years. Okay, bam, 100,000 years. Let's just say 100,000. And like right now, the person that we are right now only live 60 to 100 years. Bro would say, there's no way. There's no way you can figure out how it started or when it started. There's no fucking way. All we can do is come up with ideas and stories and hope some of them stories is true and believe in some of them stories. That's all we can do. But I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go to work. I have to go do some work. So, but now Big Chill got picked up by the aliens by May. But I thank y'all for watching. And this is just me. This is just me given how I look at shit. You feel me? I'm not saying I'm right. You feel me? You got to be right in your own way. You feel me? Like that's it and that's all. But I got to go. I'm a holler though. I holler, man. And thanks for stopping by. All right. Awoken One Pie May, Christos, Snail Horseplay. You feel me? Shiva. You everybody, man. All right. And I'm a holler, man. Peace out.